All right. Okay. Since ain't nobody gonna say it, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. Since everybody being scared, nobody's stating the obvious in the gaming community, no matter how many videos I look at. We gonna talk about the real reason why E3 was disappointing. So look, if you notice by now, when I do my commentary videos, I get right to the point. I know I should drag it out and do what a lot of people do, you know, for the watch time minutes. But honestly, I just want to talk about what I want to talk about. I do appreciate it when you guys check my stuff out, but let's just jump right into it because that's just how I do. E3 passed and I just been watching. I watched all the coverage. I watched all the footage. I seen everything. And after I watched all the footage, I watched all the commentaries of all the content creators and YouTubers that I like to watch. And after I watched all the content that other YouTubers have put out about E3, everyone's pretty much having the same consensus that it was missing something. It was just something missing. It just that the wow factor wasn't there. They showed a lot of games, but nothing really excited me. Like that's pretty much across the board what I've been seeing from what I've been watching, comment section, all of that. Like that's pretty much the consensus. So here's the obvious answer to that. The reason why E3 was not that exciting this year is because Sony wasn't there. Why do I say that? Because every time Sony shows up, I don't care if they show one game or 5 games. I don't care if they show a bunch of music playing and orchestra and all of that. Every time Sony shows up to E3, they do 2 things most of the time. 1, they always show their exclusive content and the gameplay. Most other companies, when they show their games that they are releasing, most of the time it's CGI. But when Sony comes out and shows the games that they've been working on in their studios or whatever, most of the time it's gameplay. Number 2, at almost every conference, Sony always has that holy shit moment where people see something and they gasp and they applaud and they cheer. Sony always has that moment.
I'm proud to announce that we work with our partners at Activision, who are going to bring back the original Crash, Crash 2, and Crash Warped, fully remastered from the ground up for PlayStation 4.
What for?
A test. She taught you to hunt, yes?
Yes, sir.
Then show me what you know. I am hungry. Feed us.
What are we hunting?
You are hunting deer.
Which way?
Your hunt. You tell me.
Now, I gotta break something down because I think most of the people that watch E3 coverage or do reviews of it miss the mark when they review it. To me, it's not about how many games were shown and how much of it wasn't CGI. It's about the impact that the presentation had. For example, I'll use this one for example. I remember when Sony came out, I can't remember what year it was. Maybe I think it was 2 years back. When Sony came out with the Resident Evil 2 reveal that year, a lot of people said Xbox won that year because they showed a bunch of games and they finally showed gameplay and content. But none of what they showed had anybody excited. It just was cool to see gameplay. But it wasn't like nobody had that moment of when they showed anything. But when they showed that Resident Evil, did you hear that crowd? The crowd went crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Even though they had that long cinematic orchestra, when they finally showed The Last of Us, everybody was like, yo, this looks good. Everybody was like, oh, what it was doing when she was stabbing and flipping over the tables, everybody was like, oh, like everybody had that moment of, wow, this looks great. Sony always has those moments, man, and that's the bottom line, and that is what was missing from E3 this year. It needs, to be honest, it needs Sony. Nintendo don't even get that kind of excitement. Like beyond Smash, Nintendo don't really get nothing that had people like lose their mind. The last time I saw a Nintendo Direct where people lost it was, of course, the Smash Brothers, but when they revealed that they were working on Bayonetta 3, people lost their minds. But you don't get that too much from them. You do get exciting games from them, but you know, even like this year, they showed some exciting games, but nobody gasped. You know, nobody lost it when they saw the stuff they were showing. Besides, you know, some people went crazy when they showed the Banjo-Kazooie, but that doesn't remain the conversation. Which brings me to my next point about when I think someone wins E3, it's what is being talked about after it's over. How long did that impact moment last throughout the content that comes out on YouTube and throughout Twitter and throughout just people talking amongst themselves? What is normally talked about afterward? And most of the time, if not all the time, to be honest, it'd be Sony. I think I made my point. Sony, at the end of the day, they show the games that get people talking after E3. And to me, this is why Sony always wins it. It's not just the fact that they show maybe just a couple of games or they didn't show as many games as Xbox. Xbox always goes on stage and say, we're going to show 2,000 games and we're going to, yeah, but all of them are world premieres. But even when they show their world premieres, it's like, yeah, it's Destiny 2. Like, so what? Like, it's not enough that gets people like, yo, that was a good, like, what was that? You want to know the last time I think that I can remember that Xbox had that moment that when people saw it, they were like, what is that? Scalebound. When Xbox showed Scalebound, it had everybody talking. Everybody was talking about it. Like, you couldn't get that out of people's minds. People saw that and was like, I cannot wait to see how this plays. And then it freaking gets canceled. Like, even to this day, that hurts. Because I'm like, they had everybody's attention for like the first time in a long time. Xbox had the eyes of the gaming community. Everybody saw that game and was like, what is that? I want to play that. You know what else you can throw in there? It just came to me just now. Cuphead. They showed that in that indie highlight reel. Even though it was a highlight reel, people said, wait, what was that? Because I was one of those people. When Xbox showed the highlight reel that they always do at the end of games, everybody was like, what was that cartoon looking game? What was that? That's how, Cuphead, that's how they got their shine. People saw that quick, like 3 seconds of that cartoon looking art style, and it caught people. That was the last time Xbox to me had a moment. PlayStation always have those moments that have that impact that when people see it, it don't leave their mind and it doesn't leave the conversation. So what do you think? Was I on point? Did you agree with what I said? Do we have a difference in opinion? Do you think I'm just completely off? Let me know in the comments. I will be checking it. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, if you've been enjoying the content. Thank you for the support. Like I said, hit the like button, sub. Hit that notification bell because you definitely need it with my videos because I don't post all the time, but what I do, I try to do the best I can, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.